Welcome to the Brewing Wellness Podcast, created especially for UFT members. This is a space where we pause to talk about mental health, wellness, and the realities of being an educator today. Each episode will bring you conversations, strategies, and reflections to support your well-being because you deserve care too. So let's get into today's episode. Hello, and welcome back to the Brewing Wellness Podcast, brought to you by the UFT Member Assistance Program. I'm Jocelyn Joseph, a licensed mental health counselor with UFT MAP, and today we're kicking off Season 7 with an important conversation on one of your UFT benefits, the Member Assistance Program. So for many UFT members, the start of a new school year brings excitement and energy, but it can also bring stress, change, and the weight of responsibilities both inside and outside of the workplace. That's where MAP comes in. Our program exists to support you, not just as educators and professionals, but as whole people balancing work, family, wellness, and life. And for this reintroduction, I'm not alone. I'm joined by Tina Puccio, Director of the UFT Member Assistance Program, and Steven Sulser, Clinical Consultant for the Member Assistance Program, who are here to share more about what we do, the services we provide, and how we can help you access the support you need. In this episode, we'll revisit who we are, explore the counseling, groups, workshops, and wellness resources available, and remind you that you don't have to navigate challenges on your own. Taking care of yourself is just as important as the work you do every day, and MAP is here to walk alongside you. So hello, guys. How are you?
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having us today.
Of course. So let's get into it. For members who may be hearing about MAP for the first time, what is the Member Assistance Program and why does it exist?
So I would say today, in answering that question, MAP has become the mental health program for all of our members who need support and challenges around well-being and wellness. I think we've really become the place members have come to trust when it comes to talking about their challenges, personal issues, struggles in their job, whether you be in a school classroom or a nurse or a childcare provider. There's stressors all around. And so they are comfortable enough after being around for 16 years to call MAP and ask for our support.
Amazing.
So recently I learned the rich history about MAP and how it evolved. Tina was sharing that with us maybe a couple of weeks ago. So I'm wondering if we might want to just hear a little bit about that for those that are wondering about MAP and its evolution.
Sure. So MAP started back in 2008, and essentially the reason for it is because we recognize that our educators and our members really didn't have a place to go to if they were having struggles in their personal life. Back then, we did have the victim support program. However, it needed to be related to a school-based incident in order to get counseling. So we started the Member Assistance Program, which is essentially like an EAP, but an MAP because it's related to the union. And it started really small with 2 counselors, and now we've morphed into over 15 counselors offering groups and wellness programs and continuing education courses and a variety of other things.
So it sounds like MAP has evolved a lot in the past. You said 16 years?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So what do you hope MAP represents now for UFT members?
I would hope that MAP represents a place for members to go to that they trust and know that calling here is not just calling here when you are in dire need of help. This should be a place for you to call and an opportunity for you to seek supports around your well-being, whether that is needing a referral for yourself or a child or your spouse, whether that is to learn something new around professional development so that you could become a better teacher or a better nurse or just a better person. It's not a place for you to come to just when you need help. It's a place for you to come and think of as a wellness opportunity in your life. And I think that's really the critical point here is MAP is an opportunity for you to really look at and take care of your mental health overall.
You know, listening to Tina kind of break it down a little bit, being one of the newer staff people here, one of the things that's really impressed me is the member first approach, that really it's all about how we can serve the member and the services that we could develop and create to support those individuals. With that being said, just to talk a little bit more about my experience. So when I first started to work here, there was still this kind of crisis mentality out of COVID. People were still kind of seeing the Members Assistance Program as this crisis hotline. And I think, to Tina's point, we're really a supportive service, and that you don't have to wait till you're in crisis to access and get that kind of support, before things escalate and become problematic.
I would agree. I think it's become much more preventative, a place for people to network and collect resources. And for the newer members out there, and we have thousands of new members even just this year, it's an opportunity to connect and collect information and camaraderie. And the one thing I've come to know that most members call here for is, there are these two very large systems in our city. There's the Department of Education and there's the UFT. And being a new member, you don't really understand what the two even offer, and that's so normal. But calling here and saying something like, I need to figure out something around certification, or I need some CTLE credits, or what do I do as a paraprofessional for something else, we're able to navigate these two systems for them and refer them within the organizations and support them and do the holding for them. So while they're stressed about the situation, they also need concrete information about what their stressors are. And I really do believe that we're very good at creating that for them, at saying, hey, I know you're stressed about that pension appointment that you might be going to, but do you know how to make a pension appointment? Can we refer you to that correct person? And that really de-escalates their stress right there and then.
As you're talking, I'm reminded of the Vibrant Mental Health Helpline, which is something that I guess we're in our second year. Mm-hmm. And, that is such a great resource, because what Tina is describing is that kind of in the moment stress and anxiety. And the helpline is available 24/7, multiple languages, and is really designed to immediately address that anxiousness that you might have about the various challenges that you're facing, whether it be with the system or life changes. So just to highlight that.
I think that was critical for us, because while our hours are Monday through Friday, 10 to 6 p.m., we all know that situations occur in people's lives all the time. And when the leadership sort of gave the green light for us to create our own 988 line, essentially, through Vibrant Emotional Health, and that line is on all the time. And we're so happy that we have served thousands of members and their families just in the last 16 months. It's an opportunity for people to know they can turn to anywhere and talk to counselors who have been trained by us, who understand the mentality of their work, and know that they can refer them back to MAP if necessary, if they need additional supports within the systems. It's just a great opportunity. And while we're on it, I'll tell you what the phone number is. It's 1-866, the letters UFT, FORU. So if you are in need of any kinds of referral, or if you're just having a moment where you need to speak with someone, you can pick up, call somebody, and that is, again, 24/7, offered in multiple languages. So Steve, can you maybe share a little bit about something that comes up all the time? Even after 16 years, I still get this question. Members who are new to MAP are always asking, who's going to find out about me calling? Who's going to find out about, will my principal find out, or will my boss know? So maybe speak a bit about confidentiality.
Okay, so that's important, right? Because I think the goal of what we do is really to provide a safe space. And how can you do that if there's not the assurance of confidentiality? So confidentiality is basically a legal safeguard that protects you and your private information that you disclose to the Members Assistance Program. The exceptions with the confidentiality that we provide are, obviously, we're mandated reporters. So if there's any suspicion of elder or child abuse and neglect, we have to report that. If there's a medical or psychiatric emergency, we need to address that. Beyond that, though, the information that you share with us is confidential, with the exception of a signed release if you wanted us to speak on your behalf to someone.
Yeah, I think it's really important for people to know that. We get that question all the time. People worried about their principal finding out, or people worried about their jobs being in jeopardy. It's not. We really do follow the New York State HIPAA compliance laws, and coming here essentially is like going to a doctor, where you will be signing a notice of privacy practices. Yeah, exactly what Steve said. Jocelyn, I mean, you're the newest person here, so I wondered, from your perspective, if you can share a little bit about, like, what do you think members expect when they call MAP? What are some common reasons why people might reach out to us?
Well, I think the interesting thing, especially as the newest person here, is I think that a lot of people have an expectation that they only have to call MAP when it comes to workplace concerns, right? Like, people think because it's connected to the UFT, that they only call if they have a workplace related mental health issue. And of course, we're here to support with any stress, burnout, any of that. But we also get a lot of calls just about general mental health concerns, general feelings of anxiety, feelings of sadness, grief, anything really. And all of our counselors are trained to help you figure out, is MAP the place for you, right? Is short-term counseling what you need? Is 5 to 6 to sometimes more sessions with a MAP counselor what is best for you? Or you can talk to a counselor and explain your situation, and they might help you get into long-term, right? They might help you realize, okay, you might need a little bit more support than short-term counseling. And we also help with that. So I always tell people, any question you have, you can always call, have a consult with a licensed clinician, and they can let you know what the best course of action for you is, because we know not everyone is well versed in what mental health supports are available. And so we're here to basically help unpack all of that stuff for you.
Yeah, I would totally agree. And I think if you're listening for the first time and you're not familiar with the Member Assistance Program, but you are a UFT member, you should know that everything we're talking about is on our UFT website. It is under the Member Assistance Program. You will be able to see how to call, what to do to get an appointment. You'll also be able to understand the support groups that we offer, or the continuing education credits that are offered, and just how to go along with that. But you could also just always email mapinfo@uft.org and get that information. And by all means, if you have any questions just about it, or you needed to just get a better understanding of it, please just call us at 212-701-9620. Or again, you could email us at mapinfo@uft.org. And we look forward to supporting you.
That is great information, Tina. Super helpful. So when somebody calls MAP or reaches out to MAP in any way, what can they expect?
I definitely would say they would expect a call back, and they'll get a call back. And that call back is not going to happen immediately, right? That's why we set up the helplines, because the helpline is somebody that you can call, somebody to speak to immediately. From us, it's 24 to 48 hours. So I think what you could expect is a call back from us. And there's an initial intake process. So that intake is with a clinician. So they will call you back or email you back, set up an appointment, and talk about the reason why you're reaching out. It could be because you're stressed in terms of something going on for you at home, whether it be domestic violence or substance use or an eating disorder. It could be whatever it is that you need to talk about. And together, through that conversation with the clinician will support you in figuring out what the next steps might be. And the next steps might be many things. It could be, let's set up another meeting so that we could talk about this more. It could be, you know what, this really sounds like something that another service outside of MAP can support you with. It could be, you know what, you're grieving, and did you know that we have a support group around grief that's starting next month? Let me connect you with that. So it's really a conversation in the intake process. I actually call it more of a consultation, where the member is not going to be told, okay, you're going to be seeing us for the next 6 weeks or anything. It's really more about what's going on for you and what is the best way for us to support you. And there's many, many, many different ways for us to do that. And let me also mention that if we do refer you out, you will be referred out to a service, whether that be a treatment center or a mental health agency or a private practitioner or a psychiatrist. That takes our insurance. So we're not referring you out to somewhere where you're going to be paying out of pocket. So that's another great reason to call here, is because we have developed many, many relationships with agencies and treatment centers and practitioners and psychiatrists that take GHI, that take HIP, and you won't be paying so much out of your pocket.
So Tina, you mentioned a grief group. Can you talk a little bit more about that and the many, many programs that we offer here at MAP?
Yeah, I think I mentioned this at the beginning, but I want to say it again, how we've become sort of this comprehensive wellness program overall. You know, it's funny, this summer we looked at the program and we looked at what the program offers, and we wanted to revamp it in a way and give it a mission statement and a vision and core values just based on what it is that we provide. Because again, we're not this mom and pop shop where there's just an offering of one-to-one counseling. And I love our new mission statement because it really does sort of encompass everything that we've been talking about. If I could have a minute and even just share it with everyone, I think that would be really powerful. So our mission, our new mission, is that we're committed to fostering the emotional, social, and professional well-being of all UFT members throughout New York City. We provide accessible, inclusive, and mindfully engaging support through counseling, workshops, and a wide variety of wellness initiatives. Our mission is to empower members to thrive by creating safe spaces for healing, growth, and connection, and an environment that is warm and welcoming. And I can't imagine it saying anything else, but that really does encompass everything. And the wide variety of wellness initiatives is so important. Like Steve, for instance, you run an amazing group called Building Better Habits. And that group, I know, started really small, but has morphed into 30, 40, 50, 60 members joining it at a time. Can you tell us a little bit about what that group even is?
Absolutely. And I just want to go back to groups in general, because I think one of the things that has been very rewarding for me as a clinician is the opportunity to develop and assess the needs of our members and build on the programming that we offer. So the Building Better Habits group really came out of this idea of recognizing that there was a lot of calls coming in with people being frustrated and having challenges with work-life balance. And we started to think about, well, what could we do to help individuals recognize that, A, what they're going through is valid and real, and B, there are certain things that we can offer to help them pause and reevaluate some of those struggles. And basically what the Building Better Habits group does is, I think, first and foremost, it puts people in a position to reevaluate how they're looking at their lives relative to the habits that they want to change. And by the end of the 4 sessions, I hope that individuals develop the tools and resources necessary to do that moving forward. So that's more or less the Building Better Habits group.
Yeah, and I think just in relationship to that, the other thing that has really supported the growth and the initiatives of this program are the partnerships outside of MAP, right? So for instance, we've partnered with Calm, where we have this opportunity to offer wellness, 1-hour wellness virtual programs a month. And those could be on many different things. It doesn't even have to be around mental health. It's goal setting and nutrition and physical well-being and things of that nature. We've partnered with NAMI, and we offer quarterly opportunities for someone from NAMI to come on and share their story around mental health. And our members really appreciate someone coming on and sharing what it is that they're struggling with, because it validates them and gives them an opportunity to know that they're not alone. And with NAMI, they support us in supporting our members. We work with Seafield Treatment Center, and they really work hard with us on our annual mental health symposium. And that symposium really brings in wonderful speakers and supports our social workers and psychologists chapter, as well as the guidance counselors and educators within our teacher center, but also just general New York City mental health practitioners come together. And it's a day where we really network and connect and learn through education. So again, I want, if nothing, for people who are listening to this to know that the Member Assistance Program is a wealth of wellness, no pun included, and just an opportunity for you to come in and get something out of everything that we offer you. You do not need to come here when you are struggling. You can come here when you are in the best mental health of your life and just learn something new and take care of yourself. I think that's really what we do well here, is that we take care of you. You are constantly, as an educator and as a healthcare provider, you are constantly taking care of other people, whether it be your students or your patients or children that you have at home or spouses or elderly parents. You are constantly taking care of everyone else. This is a place that gets to take care of you, a place that you trust, a place that your union believes in, and a place that is free and confidential.
So with everything you guys have said today, everything you guys have shared, all of the programming that MAP does, it's very clear to me that you guys love supporting our members.
I do. I really do. I think, from a personal perspective, I truly see and have seen firsthand how we have been able to support members over the years. And it brings me great joy when I see someone at an event or a chapter leader meeting or on a virtual Zoom that I knew was struggling and took the initiative and the courage, because it does take a lot of courage, to call us, and we supported them, and they're in a better place, or they're on the road to getting into a better place. And that is something that this union truly prides itself on, right? We're not just about contracts and rallies and events. We are a place that understands how hard you work, and we also want to take care of you while you do that hard work. Would you agree, Steve?
I would absolutely agree. And as you were talking, I'm thinking about like instances where what we do is validated. I mean, really, I'll have a phone call with someone, and just a phone call, just helping them navigate some stress and some struggles they're having, and the sense of relief that they have at the end of the phone call. I mean, it's just so reinforcing of what we do and the role that we're providing to our members. So Tina, to your point, I mean, I really love what we do. I love helping the members that we work with, and I think everything that we discussed today. And I just want to highlight the website. I mean, the website is just so full of the resources, not only that we're talking about, but things that we don't talk about. I've gone on that website and I was like, oh my goodness, we provide so much stuff. So it really is something that I encourage you to look at, in addition to the things we talked about today, but the things that we didn't that are available to you as well.
Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Jocelyn,
for joining us
today
for our season 7 premiere. And to everyone listening, stay tuned, because we have some amazing episodes coming up. And thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for this conversation. So we hope you found something to take away from this into your work or your life. At MAP, we believe that caring for yourself is an essential part of caring for others. To learn more about the services we offer, from counseling to support groups and wellness programs, visit uft.org/MAP. Until next time, be well, and remember, you are not alone, and MAP is here to support you.